Yeah, sorry. Um, I'm not sure if y'all saw my announcements, but you know, um, I'll be taking a more decreased role for sports. But yeah, I figured like there's timing issues and stuff, which really bleed into this. So yeah, but we will continue doing the Bible. Metro, how's it going? God bless you. Have you tried P. Terry's? Um, I never heard of that restaurant before. Or Steak and Shake. I've heard of Steak and Shake. I've never been there before. I don't know if there's one near me, like in Corpus, which is a hour away from me. Um, I've heard it's decent. These are in Texas. Go to P. Terry's, bro. Hmm. I'll ask my Texas, um, not protege, but you know, my Texan expert Christian, and see what he thinks of Steak and Shake and P. Terry's. Order the P. Scary Burger. That sounds like a scary burger. I'm not gonna lie. What is? It'll be good for a. It'll be for a good short. Hmm. I don't know why, but it sounds like a. Uh, what do you call it? It reminds me of the heart attack burger, you know, from Heart Attack Grill. I don't know why. Oh, that explains it. It's a five patty sandwich. Yeah, it's basically like the heart attack burger, like heart attack grill burger or whatever it's called. The triple bypass. Um, yeah. I'll probably get high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Um, what else? I don't know. It's not safe by any means. Um, well, if you ordered, the worker will be, are you actually sure you want this? And then I'll be like, nope. I'm just saying because somebody wanted me to order it. I, no, seriously, I wouldn't be able to finish it. Um, that burger is a burger for eight. Uh, is it for eight? No, for for five people. Maybe if it was like a five-person dinner, maybe I could order it. You know, Addie Bowley. Addie made a video visiting all the drive-through local restaurants in Texas. Oh, he's been in Texas? Let's go. Um, Maybe I run into him, maybe not. We'll see. He probably went to a Bucky's to get a brisket sandwich. Queso be like, oh, this dude's gonna be chopped up into a brisket. This included P. Terry's and Steak and Shake. Okay. Um, yeah, I don't know if there's a Steak and Shake or P. Terry's near me. That'll probably be in Houston, but I don't go to Houston every day. I've been in Houston. Oh, maybe, maybe we end up going there tomorrow. Who knows? But just as I say tomorrow, there's on the screen a thing called tomorrow. Well, I mean, if I had five guys, maybe. Um, maybe I could have a steak and shake or P. Terry's. Um, will we get bald? Um, yeah. I've been contemplating this, and I was hoping to get this done for, for the start of this year, but unfortunately, we never got, we never worked something out to get it there. You don't need five guys. There's five of us in Team SOS. Amen. Words of wisdom right there from Metro. Um, yeah, I really wanted to get this, but after not being able to get this ball thing done in Mexico, I kind of like abandoned the idea. I mean, I could still. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could do it if you want, but I'm I've kind of abandoned that idea just because it's not. I don't know. I just don't feel until the or instead of bald me, how long my hair grow. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. More than likely, we're gonna have me grow my hair longer than Steve Perry, and we'll see. Oh, L or Ljubika Ercegovic. God bless you and welcome in. I and yeah, I mean 2027. That's the year that I graduate, and what better send off than doing just that? All right, man. I was. Oh man. Um. Yeah. When you go 3 hours without sleep, and you'll relate to this, Metro, much more than I can. But 3 hours without sleep and, being stressed on an airplane and, things don't work out in your favor, it really, it really eats up your soul. And just today I was hoping I'd get here by 7, but no, we got here by 8, 10 or 8:15. My anger flowed like a chicken running with its head cut off. I think I'm over it, but yeah, that was awful. What would you do if someone cut your hair in your sleep and gave you bangs? I'd rock them. I mean, if they cut my hair in my sleep, and um, actually, I'd be concerned because they cut my hair in depending on where I sleep. Hopefully, it's not in my bed. Hopefully, I sleep in another bed because I don't want to get hair on my bed sheets. Cute ducky, God bless you and welcome in. Bro, I went out without sleep for 2 days during my high school day. 2 days. Oh man. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Then we're not in the same league. I'd probably die. Not literally, but figuratively, if I went. You know, 2 days. Try and beat that, LOL. Yeah. Um. I don't think I would bet. I've pulled all nighters back to back, even in university. Um, how did you? After that, I unintentionally developed sleep paralysis. Yeah, that's scary. Um, I think my closest experience to sleep paralysis is I once choked in my sleep, and while I was trying to sleep, I was like, and then suddenly, apparently, sleep paralysis is, you know, demonic activity. Don't take my word, but I've heard this from other sites. It might be some creepy demonic activity that the enemy is trying to develop on you. I mean, that's not what I said. That's what I've read on the internet. So, um, take it as it. I saw a floating skull. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Then I would definitely be scared. Uh, if I had sleep paralysis at that degree. Um, yeah, I want to make this a stream. I know I've been doing night streams, but I gotta take care of my body. So ideally, I wouldn't go later than 11. So that's what I'm gonna hopefully start to do. Maybe some occasional late nighters. I don't know. We'll see. The scary part is hearing things in sleep paralysis than seeing. Mm, like, what did you hear? Like La Llorona screaming, or the sound of a lion, or a jaguar losing to the bill. When do you return to school? 21st. Next week, Wednesday. Yeah. Um, the 11th, man. I didn't think that the 11th was going to be a bad day for me to return, but goodness gracious. I had to go into a line that went for 45 minutes. At least that's what it felt like. It went on forever. It's not that it was slow, it was just that it was so saturated with people. So, yeah. That made me lose time. Have a good read, bro. Thank you, Metro. God bless you. And God bless everybody who's here. Um, Here we go. Um, so, yesterday we read chapter 13, Amnon and Tamar. Uh, there's a brother who has a sister, and he violates her, and then hates on her after that, and then he's put to death by an avenger named Absalom. And then the woman of Tekoa, chapter 14, goes there, uh, gives sort of a parable to that, and Absalom returns after finding favor in King David's sight. 15, Absalom gains the favor of the Israelites, and David flees because he's scared that he's going to take over Jerusalem. How's it going, Adam? God bless you, and welcome in. I'm happy for Mitch. His Patriots won. It wasn't the best game per se, but I mean the Patriots get it done. Yes, I would have loved the Chargers to win, but hey, I'm not upset at the Patriots for winning. But yeah, Adam. Expect some more activity on Team S.O.S. from me. Potentially a little bit of a boost. Anyways, chapter 16 Is it Ziba or is it Ziba? Well, Ziba or Ziba, I don't know who it is. A false servant. He brings food to the king, I assume King David. And then King David finds a guy named Shimei who curses him because remember, he did evil by stealing Bathsheba and killing Uriah, her husband. Um, so this guy repeats the prophecy of Nathan that the Lord's bringing evil. His firstborn that he had with Bathsheba, he already died. So that's one part. Too much huzz. God bless you and welcome in. I don't give mods that easily. I'm sorry. Maybe one day. But yeah. I'm not saying never, but not yet. What else? Okay, so then Absalom, he has Ahithophel, his advisor, I believe, go to Absalom and tell him, hey, go make out with all the concubines of Israel, or not Israel, of David. So he does. And then he goes to Cushai, who is another, advisor to David and Absalom. So Hushai sends a messenger to tell David to cross the river immediately instead of staying hiding in the wilderness. So David does that to escape Absalom. And then chapter 18, Absalom gets trapped hanging by an oak tree. And then Joab proceeds and strikes him in the heart, and he is killed. And then David mourned for him. He mourned for Absalom. I know it's a lot that we've read, but yeah. Have you been to White Castle? I don't think I've ever seen a White Castle before. At least not in person. That's the first fast food restaurant in the United States, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, not. Sorry. Okay, let's get serious, folks. Because we're just going to read one chapter, chapter 19. So, folks, I pray to the Lord that everybody who hears this may apply this to their daily lives and however the Lord calls us to apply it. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. I'm just going to shut down this TV and let's get on forward. Chapter 19. Joab disapproves of David's mourning. Then it was reported to Joab, behold, the king is weeping and he mourns for Absalom. So the victory that day was turned into mourning for all the people because the people heard it said that day, the king is in mourning over his son. And the people entered the city surreptitiously that day, just as people who are humiliated surreptitiously flee in battle. And the king covered his face and cried out with a loud voice, my son Absalom! Absalom, my son, my son. Then Joab came into the house to the king and said, "Today you have shamed all of your servants who have saved your life today and the lives of your sons and daughters, the lives of your wives and the lives of your concubines by loving those who hate you and hating those who love you. For you have revealed today that commanders and servants are nothing to you. For I know today that if Absalom were alive and all of us were dead today, then it would be right as far as you are concerned. Now therefore arise and speak kindly to your servants, for I swear by the Lord that if you do not go out, no man will stay the night with you, and this will be worse for you than all the misfortune that has happened to you from your youth until now." David restored as king. So the king got up and sat at the gate. When they told all the people, saying, "Behold, the king is sitting at the gate," then all the people came before the king. Now Israel had fled each to his tent, and all the people were quarreling throughout the tribes of Israel, saying, "The king rescued us from the hands of our enemies and saved us from the hands of the Philistines. But now he has fled out of the land of Absalom, from Absalom. However, Absalom, whom we anointed over us, he has died in battle. Now then, why are you silent about bringing the king back?" Then King David sent word to Zadok and Abiathar the priests, saying, "Speak to the elders of Judah, saying, why are you the last to bring the king back to his house, since the word of all Israel has come to the king, even to his house? You are my brothers, you are my bone and my flesh. Why then should you be the last to bring back the king? And say to Amasa, are you not my bone and my flesh? May God do so to me, and more so, if you will not be commander of the army for me continually in place of Joab." So he turned the hearts of all the men of Judah as one man, so that they sent word to the king, saying, "Return, you and all your servants." Then the king returned and came as far as the Jordan. And the men of Judah came to Gilgal in order to go to meet the king, to escort the king across the Jordan. Then Shimei, the son of Gera, the Benjaminite, who was from Bahurim, heard and came down with the men of Judah to meet King David. And there were 1,000 men of Benjamin with him, and Ziba, I still don't know how to pronounce his name, the servant of the house of Saul, and his 15 sons and his 20 servants with him. And they rushed to the Jordan before the king. Then they crossed the shallow places repeatedly to bring over the king's household, and to do what was good in his sight. And Shimei the son of Gera fell down before the king as he was about to cross the Jordan. And he said to the king, "May my lord not consider me guilty, nor call to mind what your servant did wrong on that day when my lord the king went out from Jerusalem, so that the king would take it to heart. For your servant knows that I have sinned, so behold, I have come today, the first of all the house of Joseph, to go down to meet my lord the king." But Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, responded, "Should Shimei not be put to death for this, the fact that he cursed the Lord's anointed?" David then said, "What is there between you and me, you sons of Zeruiah, that you should be an adversary to me today? Should anyone be put to death in Israel today? For do not I know that I am king over Israel today?" So the king said to Shimei, "You shall not die." The king also swore to him. Then Mephibosheth, the grandson of Saul, came down to meet the king, but he had neither tended to his feet, nor trimmed his mustache, nor washed his clothes since the day the king departed, until the day he came home in peace. And it was when he came from Jerusalem to meet the king said to him, "Why did you not go with me, Mephibosheth?" So he said, "My lord the king, my servant betrayed me. For your servant said, I'll saddle the donkey for myself so that I may ride on it and go with my king, since your servant cannot walk. Furthermore, he has slandered your servant to my lord the king. But my lord the king is like the angel of God. Therefore do what is good in your sight. For all my father's household is only people worthy of death to my lord the king. Yet you placed your servant among those who ate at your own table. So what right do I still have that I should complain any more to the king? So the king said to him, Why do you still speak of your affairs? I decided you and Ziba shall divide the land. And Mephibosheth said to the king, Let it even take it all, since my lord the king has come safely to his own house. Now Barzillai the Gileadite had come down from Rogelim and Rogelim, and he went on to the Jordan with the king to escort him over the Jordan. Barzillai was very old, 80 years old, and he had provided the king food while he stayed in Mahanaim. For he was a very great man. So the king said to Barzillai, You cross over with me, and I will provide you food in Jerusalem with me. But Barzillai said to the king, How do I still have to live? How long do I still have to live, that I should go up with the king to Jerusalem? I am now 80 years old, and I distinguish between good and bad? Or can your servant taste what I eat or what I drink? Or can I still hear the voice of men and women singing? Why then should your servant be added an added burden to my lord the king? Your servant would merely cross over the Jordan with the king. So why should the king compensate me with this reward? Please let your servant return so that I may die in my own city near the grave of my father and my mother. However, here is your servant, Kimham. Let him cross over with my lord the king, and do for him what is good in your sight. And the king answered, Kimham shall cross over with me, and I will do for him what is good in your sight. And whatever you require of me, I will do for you. All the people crossed over the Jordan, and the king crossed too. The king then kissed Barzillai and blessed him, and he returned to his place. Now the king went on to Gilgal, and Kinham went on with him, and all the people of Judah, and also half the people of Israel accompanied the king. And behold, all the men of Israel came to the king and said to the king, Why have our brothers, the men of Judah, abducted you and brought the king and his household and all David's men with him over the Jordan? Then all the men of Judah answered the men of Israel, Because the king is a close relative to us. Why then are you angry about this matter? Have we eaten at all at the king's expense, or has anything been taken for us? But the men of Israel answered the men of Judah and said, We have 10 parts in the king, therefore we also have more claim on David than you. Why then did you treat us with contempt? Was it not our advice first to bring back the king? Yet the words of the men of Judah were harsher than the words of the men of Israel. The word of the Lord. Praise be to God. All right, chapter 19. Basically, the first part is Joab sees King David mourning over Absalom and says, Look, King David, you keep showing sorrow for those who persecute you, and yet your life was saved. Why do you mourn still? So, and then David is returned as king, and then he splits land between Ziba and Mephibosheth. And Barzillai comes down and is told to cross over with King David. But Barzillai is old and he does not want to go up. So he has Kinham cross instead. So crosses, and then the men of Judah with the men of Israel dispute over the claims of the land. So Next, we're gonna read Sheba's Revolt, chapter 20. I'm out, folks. Thank y'all for watching. Metro, Adam, Too Much Huzz. Who else? L and Cute Ducky. Sleep deep, rise and shine bright. Go in peace and seek the love of the Lord.